Welcome into SportBet Extra. I'm your host, Paul Rami, here every Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. It's a beautiful day. Happy Thanksgiving, November 27th, today, 2025. And we're here for a great Thanksgiving special. What a great day of family and sports and food we have today. If you guys want to take bets on what's going to be at, the Thanksgiving table there, there's always fun bets like that you can get on. We have a great show, 3 great NFL games, tons of college basketball games that are really going under the radar that we're going to talk about. We had a great day yesterday going 3-1 in our plays. So we'll talk about that as well. And then we'll get everyone ready to enjoy the day. Just sit back, relax, have some fun betting, and I'll handle everything. Yesterday, VCU, we had that winner there. All the plays that we gave out were 4 plays. The free play, unfortunately, was the one loser as St. Mary's minus 10.5. They did not look good. They shot terribly from 3. So that one was a loser there. But the winners, we did have VCU minus 1.5. They looked good against South Florida there. Kansas plus 5.5. Nice comeback there and a win outright from Kansas. As we expected, I didn't talk about this game, but it was one where I had figured Tennessee was going to be a little tired legs from that Houston game. Rockets in the NBA, we had that game. We had plus 3. They win outright as well on the money line. So nice little 3-1 day. Overall record so far now, as we pull that up, plus 22.11 units there. So $100 better, you're up $2,200 ever since October 21st, since we've been back and tracking every single thing. Again, we track it every day. You can always find my plays on sportbetextra.com. Go get your trial there, and you'll be able to unlock all the member plays that I post as well as the free play. NBA moves to 16-8 on the season. College basketball, 42-24. MLB, again, no change there, no change in the NFL, and then no change in college football either, as that is 5-10-1. Probably just going to have college basketball today. We may have an NFL play. There is one that I'm really liking, and we'll talk about those here in a second. But like I said, a lot of college basketball, a lot of games going under the radar, and I'm going to touch on a few of those before we do get out of here. We're going to make this one kind of short, kind of quick. I know NFL's coming up. We got a game in about 2 hours, so everyone needs to get all their parlays in. So let's just get straight into the NFL and what we've got going on there. First game, of course, that we're going to talk about in the NFL. Packers, Lions. Lions laying the 3 there. Total 48.5. I'm not quite sold on either team here, and the line doesn't really help either. Green Bay, they don't excite me offensively as they're very average in the run and the pass. Matthew Golden is still questionable. I just checked last I saw about maybe 5 minutes ago. He's going through pregame workout with his wrist injury, so we don't know yet if he's going to go. Even if he does, it's not like he's a star athlete. Yeah, he's great. He's an incredible wide receiver, but is he going to be one of those to really make that big of a difference and move the line? I don't think so. So what, are you really just relying on Josh Jacobs and Romeo Doubs right now for that Green Bay offense? I guess not that exciting. I mean, nothing against those guys, just not incredible playmakers. I mean, Josh Jacobs, yeah, he has his moments, but I don't know if these guys are standout guys. That's the thing about this team is they're nothing fun to watch on offense, but defensively they can get after it. And what we have learned about Thursday games on these short weeks, defense is usually going to have the upper hand to be more prepared and more ready than the offense. The Lions' offensive line is banged up with guys like Penei Sewell and Tate Ratledge, both still questionable. So there may be, a little shaky offensive line there for them. It has the makings of an under for this early Thursday game. We saw the Lions struggle against a solid defense like the Eagles when they lost 16-9. Do we see that same type of effort from the Lions offense here today? With that total in the high 40s, I would be leaning towards the under. I know it has come down. I believe it was 49.5, now about a 48.5. I would still be leaning towards the under on this one. As far as a side, it's very tough to say. It's on that key number. I don't like either side because this game may just end in a push, and there you go. You've wasted your parlay leg. You've wasted your first game with nothing to show for it, with a voided ticket, so to speak. So not much on that one. Only leaning towards the under. Let's get to the Chiefs and the Cowboys. Cowboys 3.5-point underdogs here at home. Total 52.5. Are the Cowboys here? I mean, a blowout win against the Raiders, then a big comeback win against the Eagles. Do we actually think the Cowboys can make a run to end the season? How wild would that be if they end up winning that NFC East division? I mean, we can see offensively they are really starting to click coming out of that bye week. They had 473 total yards last week. They were dominant on the ground and in the air on offense. That offense, I mean, it looks dangerous. And if Kansas City slips up here, they can find themselves looking at 6-6 and really on the outside looking in. With Guyton out for today's game on the Dallas O-line, does this mean that Chris Jones, he's going to maybe have an easier time getting to Dak? Possibly. I don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference. I don't know if it'll actually be enough. I know the Chiefs did just win a hard-fought game there against the Colts on their home turf. That was expected, and that spot for the Colts to drop that game there. I would have to lean Cowboys on this game. I'm just not quite sure what we're going to get and also what we're going to get from the refs as well. That's always, a question in the back of everyone's mind. So I would lean Cowboys here. You're getting that hook. Wouldn't mind taking that at the 3.5. Let's get to the night one. Bengals at Ravens. Ravens laying 7. Total over under 51.5. Big game here with Joe Burrow expected to be back tonight. Thank God we're going to get Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson matchup. That's going to be fun to watch. I guess Joe Burrow and Lamar. That's Jamar. Oh, there you go. Jamar Chase. That's pretty cool. That actually makes this game interesting and a fun one to watch. We're getting Burrow and Jackson. I mean, Ravens now 6-5 after storming back from that starting, 1-5 to begin the season since Lamar's return, obviously winning the last 4 games. And also in that span, what's interesting, the Ravens defensively, they've really stepped it up. But they're only giving up 13.4 points per game since the bye week compared to the games before. They were giving up 32.3 points per game. Huge swing in the defense. Now, of course, we got to take that with a grain of salt because that is against teams like the Browns, the Jets, the Dolphins, where those offenses really are going to struggle regardless. When looking at the Bengals, they have statistically the worst defense in the league. So maybe Burrow being back will give them that boost of confidence, that their offense can score. But will it perform? I don't know. I mean, you've got T. Higgins out, of course, with his concussion. So you lose some of your firepower. All that attention is going to go to Jamar Chase. I don't think the Bengals have an easy time scoring today. Divisional games, they're always tough to take the favorite, especially with that touchdown number. I really don't have a lean either way on this one. It feels like it might just land right on that 7. This is a tough one to cap again because with Burrow back, you don't know what you're going to get. Those games I just stay away from. There's no reason. You've got plenty of other NFL games to start in the morning, in the afternoon. You've got college basketball, just one of those I wouldn't get involved with. Maybe an under if you really need to get some action. That total of 51.5, like I said, maybe an under as both. Maybe the Bengals offense struggles. Maybe the Ravens just, stop Bengals and have them only have 7 points. Who knows? but I would maybe look at the under. That would be the only thing I would consider. So I know Thanksgiving is a football holiday. I love football, love the NFL, but I've got to go to college basketball. There's a lot of games that we talked about that are just going well under the radar that we can find value because the books are missing them. Tell you right now, everyone's focused on the NFL. The books are not paying attention to some of the college basketball games. Of course, your major ones, they are. Some of them, they're just putting lines up there, and it's golden for us. Colorado at San Francisco. San Francisco minus 1.5, 1 o'clock start there. Acrisure Holiday Classic. Look, I've talked briefly about the Dons in the past, and I really like the core guys around this team. However, what worries me about this team is their bench scoring and their ability to keep up against an offense like Colorado. But what San Francisco do well is they play defense and they shoot a bunch of threes. We know the Dons can score, but we also know that size can be an issue for them, as we saw against that game in Memphis. Colorado's they've got a great core group of players. Freshman Isaiah Johnson, he's looked very comfortable running that offense and leading the team in scoring. Two big men, Bango, Dak, and Sebastian Ranchik. I mean, they're going to make it very difficult for San Francisco in the interior. So we do expect to see just a lot of threes from the Dons on the perimeter. With the short number on this game, it does make it hard to find an edge. I would probably lean Colorado here as a small dog, but this is going to be their toughest test defensively. I think interior-wise, Colorado has the edge. On the perimeter, San Francisco has the edge. Something's got to give. What will it be? I would lean Colorado here. This is one that's going to be fun. St. Mary's at Virginia Tech. Battle for Atlantis. Virginia Tech, 4.5-point underdog. I was wrong about St. Mary's last night. I talked about that at the beginning of the show, but this is a very small number that they are favored by. Now, this will be an exciting one to watch. Both teams are undefeated, so something will have to give here for one of them. St. Mary's, like I talked about, struggled shooting the three last night. 2 for 16 from beyond the arc. That is not like St. Mary's. Virginia Tech, we talked about them too. They do not allow opponents to shoot well from the three. Do we see the same issue today? I would think not for a team as good as St. Mary's. This has that slow pace game, difficult shot attempts written all over it. I would lean Virginia Tech here. St. Mary's, they had a game late last night. Just look at the minutes that the starters put up. All of them about above 30 minutes. You're asking for your starters to do a lot for St. Mary's. We talked about how they don't really have a deep bench. I think that it's going to become a factor to this earlier start in the game. Tired legs wearing down, fatigue being an issue. Give me Virginia Tech. I think this is one I've just kind of talked myself into. I would lean. That's most likely going to be the play here that we're giving out today. Virginia Tech plus the points, plus 4.5. I just think the shooting struggle is going to continue for St. Mary's today. So we'll be going with Virginia Tech, and we'll again look at Profit X to see what number we get on that one here at the end of the show. Next one we're going to talk about pretty quickly is going to be North Carolina, number 16 there, Michigan State, number 11, Fort Myers tip-off, 3:30 start time. Another 1.5-point game. What an incredible matchup for Thanksgiving. I mean, two teams, incredible history, both 6-0. We just know this is going to be a very hard-fought battle. This is going to be North Carolina's first true test against a good team without Seth Trimble, as they really could use his guard play for this matchup. When you watch Tom Izzo's teams, you can just see how well coached, how well disciplined they are defensively. The turnovers worry me for North Carolina, as I think they're going to have to rely heavily on Caleb Wilson this game. I like Michigan State as a small dog here, just like Colorado that we talked about. I would feel more confident on this one, as I think that guard play, like I said, for Michigan State and just the defensive intensity is going to be too much for the Tar Heels. I would lean Michigan State. Just kind of wish we got more than these 1.5 points on these games. Again, that's why most of them, they're just leans. I'd probably stay off. It's tough when you get that 1.5. You could be up and then stupid foul at the end or just bad call and you lose that game. So 1.5 point games, not fun to bet, fun to watch. Next one, number 9, BYU and Miami. This one, BYU laying the 8.5. I would just look at BYU here. Miami doesn't really do anything impressive. I think the line has moved a little bit. Yeah, I'm seeing a 7.5 now. Um, you know, yeah, Miami's got great pace. They can shoot. The free throws we talked about time and time again, those are an issue. One of the worst free throw shooting teams in the nation. BYU among the top. I would lean BYU here when you get in those late game situations. You're looking for that cover. You have a team up 6, and you get into foul trouble because we know college basketball, they're going to foul at the end. It's not like the NBA. They're going to foul to the last second. BYU up 6. Miami fouls, make their 2 free throws. Miami goes down, misses the 3, pointless foul. There you go. BYU gets the cover. That's just kind of how these games go. I would lean BYU. Not too sure there's anything really on Miami that I like. Even though they are very good defensively, I just don't know if they'll be able to handle BYU here for this game. One more 1.5 point favorite dog game here that I like, one that I've talked about, a team that I'm pretty high on, is Santa Clara. We got St. Louis, Santa Clara. St. Louis 5-0, Santa Clara 6-0. What a fun matchup we're going to be. We get a lot of offense from St. Louis. I mean, this team, they can shoot the 3. They can shoot from inside. They rebound the ball. They just offensively, they've been a powerhouse. St. Louis has. Santa Clara, I've just been very high on them. I like the group of guys they have. And I know St. Louis hasn't really played anybody. I think Santa Clara defensively is going to be a lot tougher than what they have faced, and on the interior as well. This is one of those I would still ride with the 1.5 point underdog. Santa Clara here. That's kind of the theme for today. The 1.5 point underdogs. I'm liking all of those. I don't know, again, if I'm going to have plays, I would love to have more of a 2.5, 3.5, but we're leaning towards Santa Clara there with that 1.5. Last one, we're going to talk about number 22, Arkansas, number 4, Duke. I mean, Duke laying the 10.5 here. I don't see it going any other way, and I hate to say it. Duke just looks very good. I know, again, they have been semi-tested against Texas, against Kansas. After that, it's just been cakewalks. Arkansas has been disappointing for me, especially against that loss that they had against Michigan State. I was expecting more out of Arkansas that game. And then, of course, Winthrop. We were on Winthrop against them. I had the idea, and I figured Winthrop would cover the 20-something points there, but to almost lose as a 22, 24-point favorite against Winthrop, that's very concerning. I mean, yeah, they played Jackson State next. Okay. That's Jackson State. Yeah, Duke is a much different animal than what they've really seen. I would only lean Duke here, but I don't like that 10.5. So I will not be on this one. I don't really know if I'd really even be watching this one either. I'd probably be watching more of that Bengals-Ravens game, as that's going to have a little more action and fun to it than this one. That's all we've got for today's games. We talked NFL. We talked a little bit of college basketball. Let me give you guys the free play of the day. And again, this will be posted on sportbetextra.com. You can get it there after the show within 30 minutes to an hour. Everything's posted. The free play is posted, and then subscribe. You get your free day trial. Get your weekly subscription, monthly, 3-month, and you'll get the rest of the plays there. So what we're going to look at is Virginia Tech there against St. Mary's. I'm checking Profit X right now, so I want to see if I can get the best number. I'm looking at a 4.5 here with Virginia Tech. We can get a plus 102 on that. Love it with a little bit of plus money. So we're going Virginia Tech plus 4.5 at plus 102. So let me make sure I've got that down. Virginia Tech plus 4.5 plus 102. Cool. So we're locked in. Again, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you for joining me to get you started for today's games. We will be here tomorrow on Friday to recap today's, to get into Friday's action. No breaks here. Everyone, good luck with all your bets today. Virginia Tech, let's get it, plus 4.5. Again, go to sportbetextra.com. Follow me on X. Follow me on YouTube at Paul Rami. Get the rest of my plays over on my website. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good luck today. Have a good one.